Hey everyone, we are live.
Hello.
Max, Sprinz, Susan, Garrett, Enya Habel, coming live to you from beautiful downtown Alberton, Ontario. Welcome. Let us know in the chat where you're listening from or watching from, and what level of dog agility are you? Are you like, I do agility regularly, I'm just starting out, I'm just interested, never done it? Let us know in the chat so we know where you're watching, tuning in from, and are you currently doing dog agility? So that's what we're looking for now. And while we're wait for people to go on, I'm just going to share with you that all three of us are world champions. Some of us many-time world champions in dog agility, and all of us have a passion for dog training. So there's a lot of people who love dog agility, but they just tolerate the training because they just want to run courses. We love it both. Okay, so we've got people watching from Maryland, just beginning, Georgia, been doing agility for years.
California.
Hi, Courtney. Halifax, beginner, never done it before.
Ooh.
Tina, just starting. Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Okay, go. What's the? Never mind. That's where Michael Jordan went to school, I think.
Ooh.
Currently competing.
Cool.
San Jose, California. New puppy, turned 2 years, just starting to train agility. Excellent. Good timing. Sherbrooke, Quebec. All right.
Brazil.
Oh, hello, Brazil.
3 girls from Ireland looking to progress.
Oh, from Ireland.
Younger.
It is. And so therefore, who's going to attempt to say her name?
Oh,
Grain
I've learned to say
Devani.
that name when I was
Oh, really?
teaching. She's been in my training in Ireland, and I was taught to say that name. And I can't remember how to
We're
pronounce
waiting on it.
Go.
No.
Try. Give it a try.
You put yourself up there now. Okay, people from all over the world. This is amazing.
So many people on.
Nice.
And go for you people that are in Europe, that it's dark o'clock in the night.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. So we've got a lot planned for you tonight, and we're going to give away some prizes because we did a live last week, and I said we're giving away 2 prizes from the last live, and we're going to share with you how you all can win prizes tonight. And tonight we're going to talk about the vision that we have for what we are predicting will be a focus for dog agility this year. And this whole series that we have is a 4-part series. And at the end of it, we're going to give you insight into what we've been working our tails off here. We're on day 6 of doing nonstop video shoots from morning till night, and we are preparing our brand new handling 360 synergy. So we're going to tell you more about that as this series progresses. But what we want to do is help you goal set for dog agility, help you make 2025 lead you into the best you've ever been for your dog in dog agility. So we're going to share with you some of our challenges and how we've set goals over the years. But first, I'm going to give you another question, because in order to be successful in dog agility, we all have to have layers of training for our dogs.
Absolutely.
So in the chat, I would love for you, let's make a master list, and maybe somebody can write on the board, just on the side of the board. What would you say would be a list of essential foundation skills that you would not do without for training a dog in dog agility? So we're going to make a master list of dog agility skills. What does that look like for you? If those of you who have trained a dog in agility before, but for those of you who are just starting out, if you were to guess, what would that look like? All right.
Focus forward. That's what we did the master class.
Oh, yeah. Focus forward.
That's a good one.
So it says we're not live on Instagram. That's crazy because we clicked live and it said, oh, go live. We clicked go live. There. Oh, there we
are.
are. And it's funny because the video was running. It was just
Yeah.
kind of caught in the loop. Hi, Instagram people.
Hi,
Hello.
Instagram.
We are currently making a list of essential foundation skills. If for anybody wanting to have a vision of, I would like to create the most successful agility dog I could, what would be those essential skills that you would want to include? So focus forward has been said. Directionals, being able to read your dog.
Motivation.
Contacts and weaves. Confidence, good one, Sharon S.
Drive.
Connection, clarity, recall, good one.
Obstacle commitment, super good one.
Oh, you guys are coming up with a good list.
Mhm.
Connection with me, collection and extension
Yeah.
over jumps. Okay, so proofing.
Listening skill.
It's a very important skills. Okay, keep going. And I'm going to share with you, while you guys are making this list, I'm going to give away some prizes. So first, I am going to give away, we had a live last week. I don't remember when. It's been such a blur.
It was last week.
And we've
I believe so.
we've been doing so many agility, so many training videos. Like I would bet we've probably got over 100 videos done so far.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Probably.
Yeah.
crazy.
We just did 15 today.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah. So last week at our first live, we were giving away a Galligan tunnel bag that's branded. I think it's Handling 360 branded. And the winner of it's a pair of tunnel bags from the good people at Run It. They are the North American distributors of Galligan. And of course, Galligan, we all think they are the best dog agility equipment on the
100%.
planet.
Absolutely.
Three of us agree on a lot of things. That one in particular. We disagree on some things too. Like, for example, the way Max does his hair.
Oh, yeah.
What?
We talked.
And
about
that's
that.
coming from you.
I think it's beautiful.
Did you talk
Yeah.
behind my back about my hair?
Now he's all worried about his hair. Your hair is epic and awesome.
It's
The
beautiful.
winner,
Thanks.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
I think you should say the name of the winner.
So the winner of our Gallican tunnel bag is Melinda Rice Moth.
Melinda.
Melinda.
Woo! Thank you to Galligan and Run It for that. And we're going to give away one more prize because we also we asked for your input on how we were going to build out our classrooms, and it was overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, there were some people who had different thoughts, but the majority of the people thought it would be interesting if we mixed it up and not taught everything literally. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be different for those of you who've been in H360 before. We
It's
are
super exciting.
It's
yeah,
super
super exciting. Okay, so what we did is anybody who put any comment about how we should do this, all of your names got put into a random draw, and the winner is from Instagram, and it's an Instagram ID.
Yeah, so it's Crow024.
CROWE024. That's an Instagram handle, and you're going to win a For My Merles tug toy.
Oh my God, it's
So
amazing.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay, so tonight we're going to give we're going to give away another tug toy, but we're going to give you a choice because one of the things that we talked about when we were teaching some of our foundation lessons here in the videos, we use this gamble ball from For My Merles. So people whose dogs are not crazy about tugging, put a cookie in there, Velcro it up, and then the dog retrieves it to you. You have a big party, get super excited, and then they get the cookie out of the tug toy. The gamble ball. So you have your choice. For those of you who like their dogs love tug toys, this is our choice because you can make it small, you can throw
So
it.
nice.
Got a little fleece for the dogs who like
Yeah,
the
they
fleece.
love
Did you
that.
did you
soft.
see the nice handle with the logo?
Nice, yes. Handling 360. I love these. Look at the color. I
it's
love
so
how they've made all the color blend. It's so cool. Okay, so we're going to give you a choice, and all that you have to do is share this series with your other dog-loving friends, anybody with any interest in dog agility. This is going to be a valuable 4-part series. We're doing one video tonight, one Thursday night, and then 2 next week, and they're all going to be recorded. Now, they're not going to be up indefinitely. You have to watch them, within a day or 2 of them being posted, but they're free to everybody. So, there's hundreds of thousands of people doing dog agility around the world. So let's get the word out. So all that you do is share the series, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere in social media, and then come on back in the comments and write that you shared. And then by the end of the live, we'll give away a tug toy from For My Merles. And then on Thursday to start our next flight, I'm just giving away 2. So we're going to do a second tug toy. So for anybody who maybe weren't here live, like this is late for the Europeans.
It is, yeah.
Mm.
And I know sometimes you guys are still up this late because we talk, but for people like me who like to go to bed at 9 p.m., this is late. So go ahead and share, and then come on back in the comments and write that you've shared it. Okay, so we've got focus forward, confidence. I'm looking at some of the things I might have missed when I was yakking.
Distance,
Did somebody write distance?
a little bit lower. Wait, too high, too low.
It's not a touch screen.
Confidence and distance.
Don't touch my screen. It's
I didn't.
Your grubby paws. It's not a touch screen.
You see what I have to put up with?
Distance. Simone? We're making a master list here. Yes. So Bonnie said, is this being recorded for playback back later? Yes, it is. And look at Bonnie's curls.
Verbal
Beautiful.
cues. Someone put verbal cues.
Verbal cues?
Or at least like some kind of verbal understanding.
Focus forward engagement, verbal comprehension. Yeah. So tons. Kim Dunstan.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you.
Stop sucking up. Okay, so a lot of great foundational skills, and the way agility is successful, understanding how to use body language, and not only that, how to teach body language. And it's interesting that you said that. Ooh, Tanya, boom!
Oh yeah.
Mm.
We have an entire
Mic drop.
section of. Oh, shall we tell them the secret about LSR?
Oh,
We
yeah, yeah.
should.
So we have
First of all, tell them what LSR. For people don't-
Lismer.
Lismer.
So we kept saying Lismer, and that just got tired.
So the location-specific reinforcement markers, meaning what tells the dog where the reinforcement will be delivered.
Like if you want the dog to stay where they are, I say cook and deliver the cookie. And if we
Yeah.
want them to look on the floor, we say search.
Search or get it from the hand.
Strike,
or
yeah.
Strike. Yeah. So we kept talking about the location-specific reinforcement
Enforcement
markers.
markers.
Because it's a big part of the foundation.
And then we started saying Lisrum.
And
That doesn't make sense
that
either.
actually sounds like a sad word.
Yeah.
Lismer.
Yeah. So
He left her sitting in Lizerum. And
Focus.
So
Focus. That's what I've been doing all
You
the
said
time.
focus. So we came up with a word.
it's a new dog training word.
Yeah.
We hope will take off in the world. And probably most science-based dog trainers will be angry at us for this, but
We are totally fine with
it's
that.
going to be the new Kleenex of dog training.
It's so much easier to say, and it explains exactly what it is. So the new word is, drum roll please, spotlights. So the spotlight on where the reinforcement is delivered.
Exactly.
I think it's
Spotlight.
brilliant. I love it.
Say it instead of saying Lizerums, instead of saying location-specific reinforcement markers, we're
Say
saying spotlights.
Spotlight.
What spotlight will you be using for that? Boom. Okay.
Love it.
Oh, we're so excited. That's one of the three of us get together. Magic just happens. One of the many things that we have come up with for the new program. Okay. About what we're doing right now. I have another question for you. And this one, I want you to think about if you think about, like, if this was 2026 right now, January 2026, so close your eyes and imagine we are January 26, and we're looking back over the last 12 months. Now, imagine like that you've made some real progress in your agility training. What was the biggest obstacle that you overcame during that period? So it's
1 year from now.
1 year from now, and maybe we're doing another live. Maybe you guys are back in Canada.
Probably.
Maybe you
We should
just shot 15 more videos.
Maybe we should make that a tradition.
Maybe we should.
January's in Canada.
January's in Canada.
January,
So-
Canada.
What?
Oh, they love Spotlight.
They love spot.
Ooh, spotlights on point.
Focus.
Oh, okay. January 2026, we have overcome obstacles.
So-
we have progressed.
We're going to give you some examples. So when we were talking about this, about obstacles that we've overcome, one of the things that the first thing that came to my mind was my very first ever agility dog, Shelby. I'm sure there's a picture of her, well, not painted on the walls, but downstairs. And when I went to my very first agility trial, I believe it was 1990, 1989 or 1990, she was like fast. I believe she was 10 seconds or 20 seconds faster than anybody else in her class. Unfortunately, we had 65 faults. So 65 faults meant we were last place. And so when the following year, it wasn't just the first trial I had 65 faults, there was probably many. So what my goal became, the biggest obstacle was letting go of the need to be like recklessly fast and learn how to be consistently successful. So maybe be like 15 seconds faster than everybody else. I mean, when I say that, back like this, the times were probably like 50, 60 seconds to get around a novice course, right? And so it took me a year to get one qualifying score. I will admit to that. 1 year, one qualifying score. So for me, it was learning to focus on how can you be a little more consistent. And that was the following year, like the first year I got one qualifying score. And then the next year I was getting like one qualifying score a month. So that was a big obstacle. Okay. Reckless and fast is not getting you anywhere. So how about you learn how to be consistent? So what about you two? What was,
I think mine was in the beginning of my career with Party.
you Shelty?
My Shelty, she's now 10 years. She was like the first year in agility training, she was lacking a lot of confidence. So that was the biggest thing, that I had to find ways for her confidence to grow. And she's a very sensitive dog, and I had to find ways on how to make the game fun for her. And my goal with her was never for her to be a world champion. My goal was always, how can I make this more fun? And for everything I did making that game more fun for her, I mean, look where it got her. Now she loves the game, and she's been loving the game for a long time now.
And
So-
she has been a world champion.
Yeah, so that was really for me the biggest obstacle to overcome. Is definitely growing her confidence and her sensitiveness.
And so it was growing her confidence, but the benchmark for you was her joy, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Like just getting joy and not moving forward on anything until she was.
I mean, it happened automatically. The moment I found ways for her to enjoy the game, made things more fun. Like the goal was always to make her have more fun. And if I could really find the things that she was enjoying, do more of that, build that joy into the game, I mean, then automatically the confidence grew. And automatically I could add challenges, because also our relationship grew.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to that.
Oh, 100%. Every time I talk about her, people can relate to it. I think there's so many out there that can relate to that type of dog. So,
And I think of, well, obviously for me, this recently, but my one of my terriers, Decaf, my benchmark was, how can I have her be as fast at a trial as she was at home? And it took me 5 years. And what I would do is I would take a trial, and I knew how fast she ran on that trial, and I'd set the course up, and then she would always be like a significantly 5 seconds faster at home. And then, so it was easy for me to, how can I build that confidence, help her overcome her fears, and grow the joy so that can be similar. Max, what about you?
Yes. So for me, I would say in the past few years, the biggest challenge actually was that I had a dog who I was feeling that synergy with. So with Bex, everything was smooth and easy, and we were in sync the whole time.
Bex was Max's first border collie.
Yes, Bex is my first border collie. And after that, I said, I'm going to get a Sheltie.
But wait, tell them, where were you with Bex after, like before you got Make? How old was Bex?
Not that old. He was 2 years old.
Okay.
He was 2 years old.
And when did he win the European Open? How old was he?
2.5.
Okay.
So
we're getting fuzzy. Okay, we're back.
So when I got Make, like I wanted something different.
You got that.
And I got something different. And the most difficult thing about it all was that with Make, I would say she's 7 years old now. And for the past 7 years, I constantly have to work on all of the small details, especially our relationship, because it's just a different, like we have to put so much into it to create that energy and synergy of working together as a team, which was a huge struggle after having a dog who's just like,
right,
here you have it.
Yeah,
easy. Like
Here you go.
Reads your mind.
Yeah.
So, and I always wanted to keep it fun for both of us while still getting better. And I would say that was a huge struggle, but we made it through.
And she's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's funny because sometimes your struggle, like I remember with Buzz, Border Collie, that I wrote the book Shaping Success about, my struggle with him, he was just, well, we in the book, I called him like a crazy Border Collie, but when you label a dog, then that's who they always are. So that was one of my lessons that I learned, but he would always knock bars and knock bars and knock bars. And I'd be like, well, how do I get him to think about the bars and learn to stop knocking bars? And then my big epiphany was, if you're a better handler, maybe the dog won't knock those bars. So instead of saying, why does the dog knock bars and how can I get that dog to learn it's important to not knocking bars? What if I learned to be smoother as a handler? Would that help the bars to stay up? And you have to be careful about how you evaluate your challenges. And like I have always said, if what you believe is true, like I need my dog to be this, what else might be true? What are you missing? And so there, a lot of the times those challenges could be something that you're not aware of. Okay, so some of the challenges people have said were a lot of people were saying the same confidence. My dog's afraid of people and afraid of trucks, and that was the same with Decaf. She was afraid of the wind, because when the wind blew, it meant the flags were going to blow, and she didn't like the sound of the flags. And so it was just overcoming a lot of these sensitivities. And here's what happens: did I ever overcome Decaf's fear of the flags? No, but I overcame her fear of the flags and agility, because the more I trained how much you love agility, it's easy to ignore that.
Yeah.
Swagger was afraid of thunder, but at the European Open, was it Hungary? It was in a thunderstorm.
2014.
Yeah, and he did. I mean, at the warm-up jump, he would take the jump and get the toy, and then there'd be like thunder, and he would like stop and look around. But in the ring, because he loved agility so much, it didn't matter. So with Decaf, her fear of all these things went away during or at agility, because of The foundational layers that gave her the confidence to do agility allowed her to ignore the things that she previously would have been afraid of. So, so we're just looking at, so don't be afraid to write in the comments, or if you are, write it to yourself then. 2026, it's January 2026. What is it that you have, what is the biggest obstacle that you have overcome that is now you can say, I've made some great progress over the past year. So we want you to set these goals. So that's my biggest obstacle. And once you've named it, now can I reframe that to be, is there a more involvement? Do I have to become someone different? Do I have to learn something more in order to help my dog and myself get to a better place? Okay.
Absolutely.
So a lot of the times we think that it's the dog. Why is he spinning? Why is he leaving the ring? Who do you have to become? How do we have to level ourselves up in order to be more? Now, if you are in our learning lounge, what is it called? Where we have these things. I can't think of the name where we have these. There's a handout there for you. And in it, these are our, well, first of all, you can put a do not disturb sign up for when you are watching our lives, but there's spaces for you to write gems in here. But what I want you to do is I want you to make notes of what are the challenges and what possibly would you have to invest in learning to overcome those challenges, right? And so that's the first thing that I would like you to do. And then there's another page at the back for notes. And I want you to consider right here on here, I would like you to think about now all of your baselines. So we're going to break agility into the areas that we can improve. So for example, the obvious are all the skills, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the obstacle skills.
Yeah.
Handling skills.
So handling skills, including.
Yeah.
And I think that was
Including what?
Including physical cues, motion.
How do you use your
motion,
motion?
yeah.
Do you know how to use your motion, including
Acceleration, deceleration,
how to use your
shoulders, arms, legs, eyes.
exactly.
There's so much.
Everything.
Handling, also including how can you get better at watching your dog around a course?
Connection.
Connection, right?
And when to connect with the dog on the course, because we can't connect with the dog all the time, but we also don't want to lose connection.
Exactly. And the biggest part of handling that is the one that's often misunderstood is how well you understand your dog's line.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Driving
I think
lines.
When we were here last year, since we're now making it a
Yes.
yearly tradition
Yes.
in January, we were here and we teached a few days. And one thing that we saw that we fully agreed on was how strong the dogs were with their verbal skills.
Yes.
But that thing of like adding the handling and all of the motion and everything to it, that's what made it so hard.
Yes.
So it was like the dogs were doing these skills with great verbals, but the handlers were not supporting.
The move, yeah.
They
Exactly.
Their movement was not.
they weren't
in sync.
Synergy.
there
It
was
was
no
no
synergy.
synergy. No sync.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So handling, so when you're going to your notes and you're writing down a baseline, you can evaluate. That's what I like to do is on a scale of 1 to 10, where am I at being able to stay connected around a whole course on a scale of 1 to 10? On a scale of 1 to 10, how well can I sprint and decelerate? How well can I execute a front cross on the fly? How well can I execute a blind cross and then reconnect with my dog? So write down all of the handling skills. How well can I do a rear cross and reconnect on the correct line? Like a rear cross might be a subtle turn. Rear cross might be like a complete wrap. How well am I able to communicate that to my dog without my dog doing like a cartoon character flying over the dump and going, oh, like I have to go back there. So when you're writing it, what we're doing is a baseline for you. And if you're brand new to agility, your baseline might be some of those fundamental skills that were written at the beginning of today. Like, how good is your recall? How good is are your dogs listening?
Obstacle focus, verbal
or
cues,
listening to your
yeah.
verbals.
Yeah.
So we've got our handling, which we've just spent 5 minutes breaking it down into so many pieces. Now there's the obstacle skills, like how well does your dog find amazing weave entries? How well does your dog stay in the weaves when you
weave exits and
when you blind cross, or when you're how well can your dog do it in a threadle or an inside slice? Then how
you running
or with you layering a tunnel,
Yeah.
or with you so all of the obstacle skills. This is your next part of your goal setting for 2025. All of your obstacle skills. We've got our handling skills, we've got our obstacle skills. And then it could even include things like your fitness. How well are you, or are you where you would like to be an agility handler for your dog? And then, like, I would think I would include maybe jump skills in there, but there's other things that you personally might have on your list. But get a baseline, and that's what we would like you to do, so that we can help you move forward with the next part. So we're putting that out there. That is the beginning now, and then we need to grow on that. But the first thing is the awareness. So let's see, what have we got going on there?
Change of thinking.
You might, in your baseline, it might be keeping track of your competitions. How many qualifying scores are you getting? What are your yards per second? These are things that are important for you to keep track of as well. I'm such a newbie. So if you're such a newbie, what is your recall like? What is your retrieve like? How well will your dog stay beside you when you're just running in a circle? So there's a lot of skills that are going to go on your baseline that are going to contribute to a great agility dog, even if you've never started in agility. Because a dog that, when you take the leash off, just starts sniffing, then we need a better connection. So that would be, how well connected is your dog? How well connected when there's one distraction, like one other dog? Because at an agility trial, there's a lot of distractions.
And also connected to that is, how good is your reinforcer? Like how developed is your rewards and your reward system? We talked about the spotlights. So that also aligns in with the motivation and drive for the game.
If you're a newbie, stick with us. Don't be overwhelmed, because there will be some people here that are like, have been at world championships, and they're going to be coming here for goal setting. If you're a newbie, you are in the right place. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Like, handling -65 was the start of my agility career with Shelby. And 425 degrees later, we're at handling 360 synergy, right? So we all
65 faults. Yeah.
my 65 faults, my first year.
Had to come back from that,
Right?
recover from that.
So it's handling -65 to handling 360. We were all newbies.
Yes.
Now, I started when agility was, pretty new to North America. I think it less than 4 years in our country. And so it wasn't as complex as it is today. So I grew my knowledge with the growth of the sport. But somebody like Max, who's only 12, well, he
What? 12 times 2 plus 1.
Max, who's 25, he came into agility when it was a lot more complex. For those of you who are coming in today, then it's even more complex. But don't be overwhelmed, because we are going to help you see how it can be easy for you. If you look at all the complexities of the things that we just listed, you might go, okay, I got to get off this live. I'm feeling a little sick to my stomach. You are in the best place possible if you are new to this sport, because we will help you prevent making all of those mistakes. So your first time in the ring will not, I promise you, it will not be a negative 65.
Mhm.
We have all been there.
Absolutely.
We have all been beginners. We have all been there.
Yeah, Krista says, I wish I was a newbie. I wouldn't have ingrained all of
Yeah.
these.
Actually, unlearning
Yeah.
is even more difficult, not undoable,
Yeah.
but even more difficult than
It
learning
is.
it right from the beginning.
Yeah, it's actually a blessing to be a newbie when you are listening to the advice of people who have started with a lot of mistakes,
Yes.
but now know how to bring on a dog and just grow their confidence and get them to a place where they love the sport. And I mean, that's just like so much fun to do agility that way.
So we had a question, I think.
Okay.
I struggle with
What handler skills?
what
are
handler
needed?
skills are needed.
Mhm.
So
I struggle with what handler skills are even needed. So much is placed on the dog skills. This, Courtney, you have
Yes.
no idea how relevant your question is. Okay,
Mhm.
another secret's coming out now. So in Handling 360, in the original Handling 360, we probably spent, I don't know. It would be a low, like 5% or 10% of the time helping people to understand how to use their body without a dog. Maybe it wasn't even that much, but at a time when nobody did any of that, and still nobody does any of that, and we have gone even further. So we recognize that most people struggle with how to do a handling maneuver, and if you go to a handling workshop, a handling class, you just are thrown, here's an obstacle, get your dog over it. And what is best for you is to learn it away from agility. And actually, just today, I was the student. Max was a little bit mean to me, and I was learning a new way how to do a simple front cross. So the cool thing is we love to learn, the three of us.
Absolutely.
And so every time we get together, we coach each other on something. And what's important about being the best dog owner you can is recognizing there's no growth for your dog unless there's growth for you.
Yeah.
There's no growth for your dog in agility unless there is growth for you in agility. And so I love that you say so much is placed on the dog's skills. You are so spot. I don't know how much experience you have in this sport, Courtney, but that is the experience of somebody who's, worldly experienced, because so many people don't know what they don't know. And you have just articulated exactly what they need. So well done, you. I would like to spotlight that comment.
Teach the skills, and then we end up in a situation where we don't know how to handle the dog.
Right.
And then we don't want to end up in that frustration of, but I teach you this, but we have to look also to ourselves and what we are cueing with our bodies. And there's not any program out there where you can find someone who teaches that.
No.
Yeah. We need that. We need
absolutely.
These two different components to come together.
Yeah.
We're saying our priority is 100% the dog's training, and now we're including our priority of training our handler motions as well.
So when we were planning Handling 360 Synergy, our new classroom, we started at the end. So we started at the end and said, okay, people have graduated, and it's the most successful any group of students have ever been in any handling situation on this earth. Even if they've had 1 hour privates every day of their life, they are not as successful as going through this course. So that was our mindset. Now, what do we need to teach in this program for that result to happen? And it started all the way back with, we've got to do more without the dog. We've got to teach people how to do this before we add the complexity of their dog.
Get the mechanics in before you do it with the dog to eliminate failure and frustration.
Absolutely. Okay, Jenny, which one were you pointing to?
Gracie asked, I struggle to figure out whether or not my training of the dog is the problem or my handling of the dog.
Oh, great question. I struggle to figure out whether it's the training of the dog that's the problem or the handling of the dog that's the problem. And as these two said, that was their big takeaway when they taught here in Canada. It was the first time for both of them teaching here. And their observation was some of these people have great dog training, like they've trained the dogs really well, but they're not handling the dog really well. But there are people that aren't handling the dog very well and they've not trained the dog very well. And that's the worst case scenario. And honestly, that's what happens a lot with brand new people. Like when I was riding horses, they would always say worst combination is a green horse and a green rider. And it's true of dog agility. But guess what? That's where we all start. And it's okay. It's okay, provided you remind yourself, I'm new to this. I'm never going to blame my dog. I'm always going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I'm just going to enjoy the growth of the two of us together. The only time a green dog and a green handler are a problem is when the expectation of this novice dog handler is up here and they don't know what they don't know. And so the dog gets blamed for having a spin or leaving and sniffing or getting the zoomies or knocking a bar. And so if you're patient and you say, I'm okay, I've been doing agility since 1989. Anyone good at math? That is
10 years older than me.
We
35.
weren't born.
36.
So.
Yeah.
36 years. I'm still learning. Every single year I learn. And as long as you're open, I'm going to go a little bit deep here, but here's where I've seen people in all those 36 years in the sport. I've been doing agility longer I've been on this earth. So I started doing it when I was, in my 20s, late 30s. I don't know, 30s. I was like early 30s, I believe. And so I've been doing it longer than I haven't been. And I've seen people be brilliant, being amazing, and then you never see them again. I bet you guys have seen that too,
Absolutely.
right? And what I believe it is they win a national championship or maybe even a world championship. And then they identify themselves as being the champion. I've arrived. I am who everybody comes to because I am the all-knowing one. And guess what happens? The moment you win, the rest of the world wants to figure out how to beat you. And you will quickly be dethroned. And if your identity as somebody who is the best, the all-knowing, but then there's people around you that seem to know more, then you lose your identity of who you are and you leave the sport. And person after person after person that I have seen in my lifetime leave the sport. I identify as a lifelong learner, which allows me to love this sport and to love having fun with my dog. And it doesn't matter if you're brand new to agility, stay on the stream, stay with us through this series, identify as somebody who loves their dog and loves to learn. And you, my friend, will have so much fun with it.
Yeah, we're all so curious.
Yeah.
Stay curious.
Yes.
Curious and humble. Two of the best attributes you could ever give to yourself. Okay. Another one.
We have, please tell me the stripper pole has not been removed from the front cross. Have you guys ever seen Susan Garrett do the slut drop? You should go and check out her Instagram.
I could do a command performance right here.
I need to know more about this stripper pole.
It was, how to get people to rotate and stay on a line. But, targets might work better.
Targets is what we're doing now.
Stripper poles, sadly, have gone.
Oh.
Okay. Notice that Max's eyes went right to the stripper pole.
Yeah.
There's 3 other questions above it, but he goes directly to the stripper pole. So how do I get
the right
cues for the dog? So again, we in our program, we absolutely guide you through the process of, number 1, teaching a skill. having a dog fall in love with a skill and then naming the skill. And that's how you get clarity for the dog. And then what you do as a handler is how to cue that skill in the midst of agility. So that really, if you are going anywhere where they say, put a toy on the side of the jump and just let your dog take the toy, or a cookie on a plate and let your dog take the cookie, and now we're going to just do 3 of those, then that's not clarity for the dog. That's not confidence for the dog. And you probably are going to struggle.
And not only are we teaching how to teach the skill, but also what to cue in certain situations and how to know if that skill is solid.
Right. Right. And so we have, in everything that we've taught over the last 6 days, we have 3 stages of learning that we focus on. Number 1 is confidence growing. We want to have a dog, like dogs like Party, dogs like Decaf or Thisy. All dogs can learn to be like, even Prophet could have been a dog without confidence. Say he'd gone to a novice handler who didn't know what they were doing. And how would Prophet have had displayed his lack of confidence? It likely wouldn't have been like Prophet or Decaf or this. It wouldn't have been him getting worried and getting slower. He would have started spinning. He might have started nipping. He might have started taking off and doing what he wanted, right? And so you want to make sure, and that level 1, and whether you're working with us or not, I'm going to give you these 3 levels. Growing confidence for the dog, and a program like we described, that we are building things layer upon layer, is growing. That's all we're doing, is growing confidence. We don't go to the second step until the dog says, I've got this. What else? The step 2 is skill testing. Is we're going to put a little challenge and see if the dog can overcome that challenge.
It's only when we have the confidence.
Only when, and then if the dog fails twice at the same skill, we go, okay, maybe he doesn't have the skill we thought. And so we're going to go back up to confidence building. So it's between confidence building, skill building. You do some more skill testing, and then if they pass those tests, you go to more tests. And if they keep passing those tests and go, well, this is easy. Well, more tests. Oh, you want me to do this with a bunny rabbit running in front of me? Yeah, no problem, because I love this skill. I can do this skill in my sleep. Now you're at stage 3, which is showing off, which is where you will take it to your local agility class, and your friends will go, holy crap.
Where did you learn that?
How did you do that?
And then you might go, okay, this is no problem. I'm at my local agility class and I can do it. Let's go to our first trial, right? And that's really the safest, the healthiest, and the way to protect your confidence as a handler, protect your dog's confidence, and to protect your teamwork. Is all testing and competitions. So that is one great place for testing, Angela. Absolutely. But you can test in, like, let's say you have a friend who has some jumps in their backyard and you've been training in your own backyard. Say, well, can I come over and try it? It's a new location. Maybe the jumps look a little different, but for sure the backyard smells different. What does the first attempt look like? If your dog goes, well, this smells, so I got to go and smell somewhere. Well, then maybe you weren't ready for that skill testing. Okay, I'm going to take this off of here. Okay. Does this make sense to you all? Yeah, Tristan says behavior is feedback. Feedback is a gift.
Yeah.
Our dog's behavior, if they fail or not, it's just feedback. Okay. And that is a gift. So Angela said, yes, this is making sense. Right. So that was the question I love this question. How can I work into clear handling? Sometimes I don't, whether it's a dog needs me more or not, making me lose so much more time on the course. Well, if your dog is running as fast as they can, they won't need you. So if they still need you, chances are there's more confidence growing. Once they are running as fast as they can, it's super clear that they have that understanding, right? Okay. So think about your baseline of all your skills, obstacle skills, handling skills, all the things we've talked about, because the other thing would be, we talked a little bit about, would be your mindset. Like sometimes people go, oh, I've got all the skills, I got all the handling, but I just can't do it at a competition. What, and we discussed that a little bit today, right? That,
Yeah, it's just like, even if you have everything, if you have the component of the dog skills and you have the component of the handling, what might be holding you back is if you believe in yourself. Like,
Right.
can you see yourself actually doing that? Can you see yourself achieving that goal? And it could be a confidence thing.
so what you say is like, I panic at a trial and I'm not able to do my best. It could be really that you went from confidence building to showing off.
Mm.
And so now you're at a trial and you think, oh, it's my mindset. I'm freaking out. It's my mindset. It might not be your mindset, because if you really had confidence in what you were doing and you built those layers to give you that confidence in different locations, it would be, I'm not saying competing is easy instantly, but it's a lot easier when you have that confidence. You've added those confidence layers. Okay, I'm trying to look at, where do I start with a beginner? Olivia, start with us here with these free, this is our first one. We're wrapping this one up. And then yes, handling 360. If it is something you want us and our team to coach you through the amazing progress that whoever decides to join Handling 360, they are going to blow away their own expectations because of what we have planned. But I'm getting ahead of myself, because we're not even going to talk about Handling 360. But Olivia, if you are a beginner, start just with what we're teaching here about goal setting this week. And then next week, we will open registrations for Handling 360. And yeah, regardless of what level you are at, what we have been putting together is, we've got three of our students, longtime students, who've been here with us every day helping with them. One's from Texas, 2 are from Australia, and they're at the end of every day wanting to jump in and go back and redo different things. Everything we're doing is a tweak on something that's already there, a tweak to help us reach our goal, which was at the end of people progressing through this course, we want them to say, there is nowhere else on this planet they could have ever got the skills that we're giving them. How are we going to do that? And so that's what we have back chained to be what we're producing right now. Okay. 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 So we've got you creating your skills. We've got you creating your baseline, and we've shared with you where we all started with the struggles we had, and how we got to overcome them was by having that vision of where we wanted to be. And it's that where you wanted to be is just overcoming that biggest obstacle. And so that's why we're encouraging right now, your homework before our next get together is 2026. What is that vision for you? What obstacle have you overcome? And take into consideration that it may not be what you think it is. So if it is, I don't want my dogs to knock any bars. It could be that you need to become a better handler. You need to start understanding your dog's line better. Like, there's a lot of things that contribute to that bar falling. All right. So what is the vision? January 2026, and these 2 are back here, and we're all back together, and you're looking back and saying, I am so proud of this year because I was able to overcome this. And then I want you to dream bigger than that. So you've overcome that challenge, but just be crazy and put down in writing what would be a big crazy vision. Like if you're brand new to agility, I see my dog and myself and my dog like running agility as a team, and it's flowing and it's easy, right? That's when it's just magical. So what is that? You don't have to share it now, but if you want to, go ahead, share it in the comments. What is the vision? Do you want to give away a prize?
I think I want to give away a prize.
So let them know what they have a choice.
So there's a choice, and I'm going to show the choice first. So we have that gamble ball. With
Open it.
Open yes, I'm about to. Open it. We have gonna treats in there, or this super cool tuck toy. Both is an option. And we have a winner from Facebook.
From Facebook, okay. Our first winner, because we're going to give away two.
Yeah.
We're going to give away another one on Thursday.
Yes. Our first winner is, drum roll please, Vanessa Lemley.
How do you spell Lemley?
I would say Lemley. If I did super wrong, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Vanessa.
I tried.
Lemley. Okay.
So.
And then we're going to give away yet one more prize.
Yes.
So we've already given away 3 and promised for a 4th. And now we have a 5th. And I would love if it was possible for me to say anybody who goes ahead and sets your baseline goals and sets those and writes out your vision. I would love for a way to give you all a prize, but I think doing that exercise, you're creating your own prize.
Yes.
True.
Absolutely.
But if in our discussion tonight, there was a gem that you said, oh, this is the difference maker. I see something I've not been able to see before. If there was something that we discussed that had impact, I would love for you to jump over to our Facebook page, and somebody on our team will leave a link here. There'll be a post for Post Your Gems, and you'll notice that in your handout, there's a spot for a gem. There's a spot for 3 gems for today, and if you had more than 3 gems, then you can write more. But that helps you remember what were the impactful things that we shared tonight. Write those gems, but jump over to the Facebook page, because when you write them there, number one, we give away a really cool prize, and you can tell them what the prize is, but in a second, let's keep them in suspense. But number 2, it's sharing with the world these nuggets, these gems that people then can say, oh, I am inspired to train my dog. I'm inspired to dig deeper. That's what I want. You're going to help us help the world be kinder to their dogs and learn more about dog agility. Okay, you ready?
What we're giving away?
Yes.
Okay, we're giving away the ultimate prize. It is a tunnel bag.
Tunnel bag set.
Tunnel bag set from Run It /Gallican.
With the logo, I see.
With the
yes.
Yes, it's branded
logo.
Branded Handling 360 Galligan bags. So I think, oops, I didn't do that right. Hold on. I think I have a picture of them, but I have to go this way. There we go.
Are pretty.
So I don't have a picture of them with the
logo.
Oh, I don't even have a picture.
No.
Those are our sponsors. Thank you. Thank you for Galligan and Run It. So go over, share your gem, and then on Thursday, we're going to, when we start Thursdays live, and Thursday, what we're going to be talking about is how, like, sometimes it's painful to be present for your current reality, but we're going to turn it into something that isn't painful, but it's inspiring. So in order to move forward, we have to get real about what might be around us, because a lot of the times, especially if you're new, you might not be present to why. And sometimes, like, that's why the 3 of us help each other. Do you know you were doing this? Do you realize what? And so we want to help you be present, because then we have a starting place that we can build from. In our 3rd episode will be a guide to help you grow over the next year. So that's coming up in our next 2. So jump over to Facebook, leave us a gem, and don't forget to use your handout, download it, start printing on there. This is your booklet to keep track of not only the gems, but also your baseline of where you're starting. Okay, that's it. Thank you to everyone who's helping. Thank you to the team.
Thank you,
And
guys.
we'll see you guys in just
Thursday.
2 days.
Yeah.
2 days.
See you there.